true story. It was early afternoon. I saw this sexy girl at a bar with nice kinky hair, a great smile, and amazing teeth. You know, the teeth that never had braces placed upon them because they were just blessed with perfect teeth? Yeah, I hate you guys. I was not fortunate. I had janked up, fucked up teeth, so I needed braces. Of course, I'm thinking, I gotta talk to this chick. All my friends are like, yo, Ken, what are you doing, bro? I'm about to take this chick from you. So I'm like, whoa, chill. You're not gonna do all that. So I start thinking of random shit I'm gonna say. Like, when you want it now or later. I don't need you in my life, but I want you in my life. I would literally drink your bath water. You know, typical shit guys say. Before I know it, a couple minutes pass, I zone out, and I catch myself just staring at this chick, looking like a predator or some shit. My nerves are starting to kick in, and I don't have anything to say. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. This girl was too bad to pass, and so fine, I went to go speak. So I pull up real smooth. I'm like, fuck it. All right. Give her a compliment. You have a really nice smile. Of course she was feeling it. So I bought her a drink and we started talking. Her name was Layla, a political science major. I've talked to a lot of girls. The ones I've specifically talked to, not all, have been the same. But this one was different. I genuinely was able to relate to her. I didn't know how great this was going to be. 5 minutes with Layla turned into 10 minutes, then 20 minutes.
What's happening?
Of course, the ugly friend has to come in and take her away, so we exchange numbers and we hug. She tried going in for the kiss after the hug, but I was like, I don't know where your mouth has been all day, baby. If you want to touch these lips, I gotta know your lips are clean. You could be kissing toilet bowls and shit. Boom. The next day, I hit her up with something real casual. How did your night go? No fucking response. Why the sudden change? She finally responds 6 hours later on some, it was good, how about you? I knew from the timing of the response, this shit was over. She changed like day and night. And I never got a response after my text back. So why am I telling you this? Well, for one, I just need to vent. I gotta be honest. But thank you guys for listening. I love y'all. And two, I thought Ubisoft did a good job during the current generation, since they listened a little bit more to fans. I thought the next generation was going to be that, but with fewer mistakes. Just when I started thinking Ubisoft was getting better, they pull a Layla and undo all the goodwill they have with me and many others. Yo, what's good? You already know I'm KenWal, and Ubisoft is running towards the light. Shit, at least it seems that way. This plan of theirs to make almost every single one of their games monetize up the ass is a surefire way to get there. Ubisoft is preparing to go on a run never before seen. The free-to-play flops. Ubisoft has started to show off their new strategy for the next gen, and it's not looking too good. So with that being said, let's get into today's video, which is about what Ubisoft's new strategy is, why they are doing this new strategy, and will this strategy work? As always, before we begin the video, allow me to give you a friendly reminder to like this video, and if you end up enjoying it here on my channel, know that I give the best and the latest gaming news, discussion videos like the one you're watching right now, other links in the description box below. Thank you, crew. On May 21st, Ubisoft announced that they will be prioritizing free-to-play development, but isn't abandoning big budget launches. Since then, we have seen very questionable decisions like Assassin's Creed Infinity, X-Defiant, although I did play the alpha, and I thought yeah, I had to sign an NDA, sorry. And Ghost Recon Frontlines, ugh. Now there is also a rumor that Far Cry 7 is going to get the same treatment, turning every game into a live service or some type, or free to play. Ubisoft reminds me of the rapper Wale. He's got a fan base, not the most vocal, but it's a good pocket. His catalog is good, but the problem with him is he wants to be like the big dogs, Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. That ain't happening because it's Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, and secondly, It's not that it can't happen, it's just that you're too focused on trying to get to the top and you're forgetting that what you already have is good enough. Ubisoft has dope franchises that could offer some of the best gameplay experiences, but instead of innovating the franchise in the right way, they just bloat everything up with repetitive and boring content. Ubisoft is the only company where I don't want their games to be long.
That was harsh, but accurate.
And with this new plan that Ubisoft is taking now, their games will actually never end and will go on till Ubisoft feels like it. I would understand if there was a reasoning for this, but there isn't. Were fans asking for this? Of course not.
Miss Clifton! Miss Clifton! Miss Clifton!
Mrs. Griffin.
Ow!
If you don't know, the budget of video games is growing faster than we can react to climate change. This is why you see less AAA games come out every year, as well as the live service model. It's just something we're gonna have to get used to, like Tom Holland being Nathan Drake.
What?
The reason why Ubisoft is doing this is because the cost to make games is very high, at least the ones the market wants. So instead of coming out with a big AAA game every 2 or 3 years, they are just going to release a big one every 5 years or so and support it and monetize it with updates. At least this is what I think. I hope the reason why they're doing this new strategy is because of this, because at least it makes a little bit more sense. It is not a coincidence that all these big publishers have been doing the same thing in the last few years, dropping remastered titles and putting live service into their games. They're trying to chase the mobile scheme. That is why you're going to see, again, a bunch of free-to-play flops in the coming years from Ubisoft and probably many others. But again, what they don't understand is the perception. Ubisoft, you just look like typical money-hungry suits that don't care about the art. Worse, don't even respect the art that you own. But I could be wrong. Just because a bunch of people on the internet are complaining doesn't mean consumers won't show up day one. Just look at every Call of Duty. At the end of the day, Ubisoft has the data and they know what we want. Assassin's Creed Valhalla was the biggest Assassin's Creed game launch in history and is one of the best-selling games in 2020. Far Cry 6 was #1 in its first week. Clearly, people are buying. So does this actually mean Ubisoft might know what they're doing? In the second week, both games, the sales drop off significantly. This is probably due to when gamers actually get their hands on it and find out this is the same bloated, repetitive game that we're familiar with. It's great that your new release performed well, but with live service, it's all about the long game. I don't think this new strategy that Ubisoft is doing is going to work. Actually, I think it's going to backfire because Ubisoft never wants to improve their games, they just want to justify the price tag. Recently, there was a report that claimed Ubisoft finally greenlit a Splinter Cell game after many years of fans asking for one. If I ignore everything else going on, I'm excited about this, genuinely, but I can't. It's hard to feel happy about this news since Ubisoft probably did this to settle fans down since of their recent mess ups, and knowing the Ubisoft that we know today, can we even trust them? Again, Ubisoft doesn't really improve their games. Look at the last trilogy of Assassin's Creed. Although I liked all 3 games except for Origins, they were filled to the brim with the Ubisoft specialty, especially Valhalla. Meaningless content. Instead of improving stealth and combat, nope, let's just add content. My faith in Ubisoft fucking this up is as much as I know an Uncharted movie with Mark Wahlberg playing Sully is going to suck. The way Ubisoft is changing their properties is just unnecessary and tone deaf. To me, Assassin's Creed doesn't need to be live service because it's a single player game. And although I would love multiplayer, don't just add a co-op function just so you can have an excuse to tackle the live service stuff onto the game. I get it, the industry is changing and games are becoming too expensive to make, but what I refuse to understand is how hard Ubisoft is forcing this onto us. Again, not every game needs live service in it. In conclusion, I do not think this strategy will work for Ubisoft. To me, it just looks like they're throwing paint at the wall and hoping one day that somebody will accept it as art. It's not looking good. I'm not liking the strategy from Ubisoft. Clearly, I don't think every game needs to be monetized. I don't mind that some games are monetized and others aren't. You're making all of them, you're making a whole umbrella where all these games are just live service, they never end, and I just don't think that's going to work for you guys. It's very disappointing because I made a video a few years back saying that Ubisoft is very close to making great games. They make good games, but they just get in their way with repetitive, bland content where it just stops the game. The game literally comes to a halt. That's how I felt playing Valhalla. A lot of their other games, it just comes to a halt because the game doesn't have that much depth with it, and it shows. I wish Ubisoft would improve upon that instead of doing this new strategy, but who knows? It might work, it might not. I think it won't work. I actually hope it doesn't work because they need to learn a lesson with this shit. It's bad. As always, you already know I'm KenWal. Remember to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.